Okay, so today I am going to show you guys how to have a better workflow with your images. The first thing I do is, as you can see down below here, I've got 219 photos from a recent session that I did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and mark the ones that I want to keep in order to show them to my client. So what I'll start with is, obviously I'm testing my light here in this one, and they're still getting settled in. So I'm just snapping off a few photos just to make sure that I like the color and the light and things like that. Once we actually start to begin, then you will notice that we'll start flagging. There's a couple different ways to start flagging. You could flag either by using the filter over here. No, I'm sorry. You could start flagging by either clicking this little button here. That'll put a little flag here on your photo, if you can see it right there. You can also click on that little flag itself to flag, and if you don't want that one, you can also then choose to unflag. Once you go through all of your images just like that, and I'll just do a few just to have, we'll just flag a couple here and there. Typically I give my clients at least 50 images or so, but for video's sake and keeping it short, I'm just going to grab a few here with some different coloring. So I'll just continue to grab a couple more. And again, I would typically grab way more than what I am grabbing right now, but also on your keyboard, if you hit the letter P, that will also flag as a pick. In other words, that's what you want. You can also use the star method, located right here by the soft proofing button. If you use the star method, you can then go over to your filter and you can choose to filter either different color labels, and we'll get into that later. But for now, I'm just going to continue to click on a couple more of these. We had an ornery little one with us this day, and she did not want to have her pictures taken that often. So we just kind of got her as we could while she was playing, and sometimes as a photographer, that's just what you have to do. You have to work around the children, and that's what's important. Okay, I'm just going to kind of wrap this up here. Grab one of these randomly. Okay, and then I will proceed over here to my flag, and we'll filter it down to the several I selected. Okay, so as you can see, I've got 11 out of 219, and it shows you right here how many you have. If you then decide you want to begin to edit, then you can edit. Okay, once you're done editing, I then go Command A or Control A if you're on a PC to select all of these in your timeline. At that point, you hit your Control button and you right click, and then here you can go to Export. The way that I export and the way that I keep these in order for myself is I make sure that I use their first and last name and what type of session it was. The folders are automatically going to be dated, but I like to make sure that I add the date into the name if possible. Only because then when I'm searching for a client out of thousands of photos, I can find the specific one that I'm looking for. So at that point, then I would click their last name and we'll just leave it at that, and then the date that I actually did the photos on. Up here I'm going to choose the correct folder because this is not a wedding. And I deposit these into my photos folder, and I create a new folder, and I name this so now I hit choose. Now when I am putting something in a folder for a client, either for myself to post on Facebook, Twitter, etc., or a client, I always add my watermark, which is also down here. We're not going to get into that this session, but for this purpose I am not going to use watermark, and I'm not going to put it into the web folder. That's just to help me when I go to upload, I know exactly where they're located within that folder, and I don't have to go through each individual photo to make sure that I'm uploading the one that has the watermark. So that was just a quick tutorial of how to quickly go through the photos that you want to edit, dwindle them down to the best ones that you want to keep, and make your workflow a little bit faster. I hope that helped. Thank you.